Hello, and welcome to Filmsquatch, the podcast where two guys from the Deep South watch and review movies about Bigfoot. It's that simple. Each episode takes a look at a single film about a Sasquatch or a Yeti, and the guys break it down for you. Patrick and Kendall are true believers, but they're too old, too fat, and too lazy to get up off their sofas and go hunt for a Sasquatch themselves. So they just sit back and watch movies about them. Now, let's head over to the Filmsquatch screening room, where Patrick and Kendall are ready to discuss their latest film.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Filmsquatch. I'm Patrick Bennett, and joining me over Zoom is my co-host, the crazy Cajun himself, Mr. Kendall Fontenot. Hey Kendall, how's it going?
Oh, it's going very well. Patrick, how are you doing tonight?
Awesome, man. What's going on in the world of Bigfoot in your life? Anything interesting happening?
Yeah, I actually met the Jack Link the Jack Link Sasquatch himself, Mr. Douglas Tate, over the weekend. Really great guy, really friendly. How about you?
Yeah, he was nice. I enjoyed visiting
cool
with
guy.
him. Very, very friendly guy. If you ever see this guy at any kind of a Comic-Con, go up and talk to him. He's very friendly. He talks a lot about his job, about his acting. He's just great guy to meet. So yeah,
Patrick, I understand that you also recently took a trip into the deep, darkest wilds of East Texas, and you got to visit a film set.
Yes,
and,
it was
awesome. You brought
too.
something back with you.
I'll tell you, writer, director, and actor Terry Weaver, who we actually interviewed before on Filmsquatch. I think he was the last episode of season 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yeah.
But he came on and talked about his new feature-length Bigfoot film, The Beast of Trinity, Texas. And he invited me to come up and be on the set for one of their final days of filming, or evenings into the night of filming. And it was awesome. And while I was there, I met an actress on the film named Lizzie Camp. And we are blessed to have her on the podcast this evening. So without further ado, let's welcome Lizzie Camp to the podcast.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we'd like to welcome Lizzie Camp to the podcast. Hi, Lizzie. How are you doing? Why don't you...
Hi there, Kendall. Hello, Patrick. I'm great. Thank you guys
Howdy.
for having me on.
All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump right in.
Yeah, so I met Patrick on set for the Beast of Trinity Texas. He had previously reached out to our writer-director, Terry Weaver, about, I believe, another podcast that you guys had done together regarding the film. And so Patrick came out to set a few weeks ago, and we were able to connect and get to know each other. And Patrick kind of got to see how the magic was made on the set of the Beast of Trinity, and here I am. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'm a producer, actor for the Beast, and then other projects as well. But that's a little bit about what I do, generally speaking. So yeah.
I want to thank you and Terry for inviting me out to the set. I had a great time. That was so awesome. I enjoyed, especially I didn't know that it was going to be a scene involving Bigfoot. That was awesome.
Yes, no, I'm
so
super glad that
cool.
you got to come out.
I
But
can't
we
wait
loved
for
having
people
you.
to see this movie. It's going to be
you.
great.
Thanks.
Fantastic. But yeah,
Can you tell
and
everybody
Terry
that there's
kind
a
of,
Bigfoot in this film?
what was that, Kendall?
Can you tell everybody that there's a Bigfoot in the film? Is that a spoiler?
The Beast. Yeah.
I was going to say, hence the title. I think we're probably safe.
Okay, cool. No spoilers.
But Terry kind of assigned Lizzie as my babysitter on their set. So Lizzie, thanks so much for showing me around and for introducing me to everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
I really enjoyed my time out
Absolutely.
there.
I was thrilled that you got to come and just watch and just hang with everyone. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Lizzie, can you tell us about the character you play on the movie?
Yes, I would love to. So I play the daughter of the lead character in the film. So, a little bit about the film. It is based around the life of the sheriff of Trinity County, who is very troubled, has a dark past, and is battling some demons, if you will. And I play his daughter, who is the lead female character, and she comes into the film a few scenes in, if you will. Her name is Mariella. Dr. Mariella Hastings is her full name, and she is a young PhD grad from Princeton who
Oh,
has a biology and cryptozoology degree. And she works for the USCRC, which is an acronym for, and which stands for the United States Cryptozoological Research Center. So, and it gets into a little more about that in the film, but Mariella and her dad are estranged until, of course, she comes back into his life. So she lives in DC, and then she comes back to Trinity County to help her dad figure out what the heck is going on in Trinity County. Why are there unexplained murders happening? This is a murder mystery, by the way. Why are unexplained murders happening? Like, what's the deal? So she decides to come back into town and say, Dad, I know it's been a while, but I am here to help you work this murder. With my expertise and your expertise combined, I think we'll make a pretty kick-ass team. And also, I didn't mention this, but she'd been trying to get a hold of him for a while. He wouldn't respond to any of her letters, any of her texts, calls, voicemails, messages, nothing. So she took it upon herself to use this opportunity, um, professionally to help solve what's happening, to also go and reconnect with her dad, who's really been shutting her out. So, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but she actually, decided to leave her dad when she was in her late teens. So there, we get into a little bit of, the family backstory and relationships of the character in the during the film as well. So Mariella is a fighter. She's awesome. She just wants to do what's right, and she wants her relationship back with her dad. And she definitely hasn't had it easy, but she's a lot like her dad. She's accomplished at a young-ish age, and so was her dad. Her dad was actually I think he was the first Houston PD officer to get promoted to detective, I think is what it is in the film. So, and then she's a young doctor, so they're very, very similar, even though it doesn't explicitly say like, or it doesn't explicitly, straightforwardly like explain those similarities between them in the film. That is definitely an underlying fact about the two, is their father, daughter, both very accomplished at a young age. So
nice. So let
that
me
was a
ask you
lot. So I
this.
hope that helped.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Let me. How long have you been acting, Lizzie? When did you start?
So I started in dance and vocal performance at a very young age. And then I transitioned into acting for the stage when I was 12. But I started acting for the camera 7 or 8 years ago. And I've been doing just camera work for about going on 3 years now. And I regret nothing. I love the film industry, and being an actor is so awesome most of the time.
Do you do a lot of SAG films, or are you just strictly independent, or how's that work?
That's a great question. I just booked my first SAG film
Oh,
this week. I found
congratulations.
out a few days ago. So I will be doing a SAG film in the spring. All of my other films up until this point have been, non-union films. So I am hyped to start working some SAG stuff as well. So
That's awesome. Yeah. I'll tell you, one thing I really admire about y'all's production is that most of the actors and crew are veterans.
definitely.
I
And
love
Terry
that.
wanted that. And I
Yeah.
think that it's definitely gonna reach a lot of people through that. And it has a good message behind it
Yeah. That's awesome.
for that
Well,
reason.
how
Yes.
long have y'all been working on this film?
Oh gosh. So Terry and one of our other producers, they I believe or maybe it was just Terry, I'm not sure, but I know for a fact Terry started writing this thing in September of 2023. About a month after Terry and myself had just wrapped up another movie that he and I were working on together, and he was the antagonist of the movie. I was the protagonist, so that was fun getting to play off of him in that. So we'd acted together before, um, but he started writing it in September 2023, and then in October of 23, he contacted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to have a script for you to read in a few months, so just be on the lookout." And I was like, amazing, great. I would love to work with you again. You're one of my favorite people to work with in the Texas market. And then December 16th of 2023, we had our very first table read. Um, One of our other producers, Terry, myself, and then I think three or four other actors who Terry also had in mind for roles that he had written into the script. They were there as well. So he had five people in mind for the roles that he knew he already wanted. I was one of them. Daryl Jones was one of them. He plays the second male lead. Miles Devereaux, he's the deputy at the sheriff's office. And then Lance Henry was there. He plays the mayor in the film. And then Brad Roberts, who you met, Patrick, was also there at the table read as well, and he plays the colonel. So us four actors, we ended up still being, or we ended up at the initial table read and then agreeing to be in the film after we got everybody on the production team's like stamp of approval. And there was one other actor there who I believe decided that it was not for him. But yeah, Terry had five actors there total. And it was very interesting. I was like, I'm the only female here. Like, how is this about to go? So it was a lot. Oh, I will never forget that day. I had immediately fallen in love with the script, fallen in love with the character. Like, it was awesome. And that was close-ish to 2 years. No, not really. Like a year and a half ago. Which is crazy to me. And then in January, I think we officially started getting things rolling. And then I joined on as a producer in late March of last year. So almost a year ago as a producer. But I agree. I told Terry that I would agree to do the film in like January, February last year. That's when we got all the paperwork and everything done. So,
That's
but the
awesome.
start September 2023.
So how much long are y'all finished filming everything, and you still got more to go?
Yes, we are finished filming actually. We just had so you were at our first pickup shoot,
Okay.
which is where you go in and you probably know what that is, and you just get a few extra shots that you want to add into the film, generally speaking. So we just had our second and final pickup shoot last week, and we'll be picture locked hopefully by the end of this week is the plan. So yeah, we're done filming, which is a great feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, how
Yeah.
long do you expect it to be, in editing and post-production, everything, until, it's ready to have a premiere?
Oh, several more months. We're considering like we got to put distributions and possibly some festivals first, and we got to get it. We got to get it scored. We got to get we have a composer, but we have to get it scored by him. It needs to be colored properly,
Right.
and then our editor's chipping away. Our editor is amazing, who you actually met on set, Patrick. Jordan, the cameraman, is also our
Oh,
editor of the
okay.
film. Yeah,
Yeah.
or cameraman, director of photography, excuse me. But yeah, we anticipate several more months of post-production for
Well,
sure.
since you brought up Jordan, I want to make a comment. While I was there, I was blown away by the professionalism of Jordan, and there was another gentleman with him, but just the
Mike,
way they were
probably.
utilizing the camera.
Oh,
And,
yes.
Terry let me look at his monitor at some of the shots. I was seeing what the camera was seeing, and I was blown away. That looks so professional.
Yes.
I mean,
He's
just,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
And he,
top-notch production. I
oh,
think it's
yes.
going to be fantastic.
Thank you. That means a lot, not only to me, but to speak for everyone else, it means a lot to all of us. And Jordan shoots on a killer camera,
Yeah.
and Jordan is just so very, very talented. And I mean, everyone on the team is, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Terry, I don't know if he's always like this, but he just seems so calm and collective, cool. it's like he knew what he wanted and he could convey it, and they were doing exactly what he wanted.
Yep.
And I've been on some sets before where a director might get mad and yell at people and that, but he's just as cool as could be. Is he always like that?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The answer is yes. Yes. Again, just a delight to work with. Truly. It's a great group that is led by Terry. So
Cool. Kendall, you got any questions for Liz?
Yeah, as an actor, was being in a Bigfoot, a cryptid film or a Bigfoot film specifically, ever on your radar, or was it just something that you just became interested in?
that is such a great question. No, it was nowhere on my radar. I am here because of Terry Weaver. Truly, truly, because of a fellow industry friend of mine. But the people I've met, like you guys, for instance, who are just so immersed in like the Bigfoot community, I think it's so awesome. I think it's so, so cool. So I'm thrilled that I stumbled into this community through just completely like by complete accident, rather. Yeah.
Have you ever watched any Bigfoot movies?
Yes, actually, I have. One of our crew members and a very good friend of ours, Mark Pruitt. If I don't know if you've met him or if Terry's talked about him. He was actually one of the catalysts for the Beast of Trinity, Texas. He was a big driving force behind the inspiration for it. He's a Bigfoot fanatic, just like you guys. And he gathered all of us up and is like, guys, we're gonna watch The Legend of Boggy Creek. And I mean, if you like Bigfoot movies, that's one of the go-tos.
Sure.
So we did
I think
watch The
that's
Legend of
Kendall's
Boggy Creek.
favorite.
Yep,
It
that
is.
my favorite.
I remember my dad forever ago, not forever ago, like about a year ago, we were starting like our press events and our launch events, what have you, for the Beast. And there were some like inspirational like posters and slideshows going on, and it had some excerpts and photos and such from Legend of Boggy Creek. And my dad was at one of these events, and he goes, "Oh, Lizzie, that movie scared me to death when I was a kid. I remember seeing it in theater."
Yeah. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Kendall and we're actually going to Boggy Creek. Is it next month, Kendall? I think it's in April sometime.
Yeah, it's in April, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Cool.
having
Where is that?
that's in Falk, Arkansas. And
Oh,
that's
so
where
it
that
is
movie
actually
took
in
place.
Falk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually there in the town, and they're having two Bigfoot festivals the same day. There's the Falk
Oh,
Monster Festival at one place, and then there's the Boggy Creek Festival.
I
So there's
want
going to
to
be they're planning
go.
on thousands of people being at this thing, and then
Oh
that
my gosh, how
evening
fun.
they're having a Falk Monster parade. So we're going to have a float for Filmsquatch, and throwing candy and cups and stuff, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so that's going to
That
be
is
fun.
so, so funny. That's gonna be a blast. You said that's in April?
I think so. Yeah, it's
Oh,
in
how
April.
Yeah.
fun. I want to go.
Yeah, you should
I'm
look it up.
jealous.
Yeah, it's in Falk, Arkansas. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah,
Nice, y'all. I love that for you guys. Have a blast
yeah,
and take lots of pictures.
we will.
So
Yeah,
Falk,
you should
Falk
tell
is a
Terry. You can get booths, for your
Yeah, I
production and
bet.
promote your film there. Yeah,
Oh, Mark Pruitt would love that. The guy I was telling you about who just loves Legend of Boggy Creek. He would absolutely love that.
yeah. Some of y'all should go and show up.
Oh,
Sign
I
posters
know
and
he
stuff.
would.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
puppies, sorry.
So,
It's okay. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay.
Yeah, Falk is a little town with a massive heart. It's a really cool town. I mean, we've met the mayor, and I mean the police force, even they fully embraced the Legend of Boggy Creek. They have the monster on their patrol units. So I mean
yeah.
it's
On the
everywhere
door, it
you look
shows
in
the
Falk.
Bigfoot.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
yeah. Well, Lizzie, you want to tell us about? I know you have merchandise and stuff. Terry mentioned it before, but you want to tell people the URL where they can go and get merchandise for this movie?
Yeah. Go to thebeastoftrinitytexas.com. You can read about the cast and the crew, and you can find a little tab that says merchandise, and you can grab it. In fact, I'm actually going to double check myself to make sure I just told everyone the right URL, so stand by. Thebeastoftrinitytexas.com. Yes.
Is Texas
Yes.
written out or is it TX?
Great question. It is written out
Okay.
TEXAS.
All right.
I don't know if anyone could see that.
That's cool.
Oh, there we go. And that's what you'll see.
The
The
beast
beast
is
is
coming. I like
coming.
that. Yeah.
Yep, and then you'll just click those 3 little lines and you can peruse. Shop, not merchandise. Shop right there, the second one.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed you had some cool shirts on there. I like the logo and everything. There you go.
Yep,
Awesome. Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah. Well, Kendall, you have any final questions for Lizzie?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. I don't want you to spoil anything. So, without spoiling anything, how impressive is this creature?
I mean, I can tell you that just making the costume was around 12 grand. So we definitely put a lot, we could have just ordered one off Amazon and made it work, but
Yeah.
we didn't do that. We hired a very skilled costume designer, and she's amazing. And you met her,
I
Lynn,
did. Yeah.
Lynn
She was
Peveril,
fascinating.
yes.
Yeah. Talking to her.
So we hired Lynn Peveril to build it from the ground up. And boy, did she deliver. I think people will love it. And our makeup crew, one of them being myself, but I'm not bragging on myself. I want to brag on the other people. Farrah Snowden, who's one of my best friends, she helped bring it to the next level with her just like skills, just doing the makeup and the helping with some of the prosthetics. She's truly amazing. So between her and Lynn, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love it.
Yeah. Cannot wait. Absolutely. Just looking forward to it. So
Thank
Lizzie, you
you.
have anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to say about the film?
I will say this. It will the Beast of Trinity Texas will appeal to the Bigfoot community. That's it. Bigfoot's like the big shiny thing that will keep everyone involved. But I do also want to point out that, it's a murder mystery, but it's really about, at the core of the film, it's about the relationships between the people in that town and the things that they have to endure and have endured in their lives. And it's not exactly what I think a lot of people think. It's going to be, you really have some heartfelt drama in there. And I think it will really tug at some people's heartstrings when some of these more intimate, heavy scenes, play out on the screen. So there's a lot of that in there too to look forward to. So you'll get your Bigfoot fix, but you're also going to get your heartstrings tugged a little. So we've got it all for you.
Awesome. Well, Lizzie, I want to thank you for joining us and letting us meet you. And,
Yeah.
I know everybody's going to love you in this
Yep.
film. I can't wait to see it. So, but
Thank you,
thanks again for
Patrick.
being here. Appreciate you so much.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for inviting me. And Kendall, it was lovely to meet you as well. I really,
Nice to
really
meet you
appreciate it.
also.
This was awesome, guys. Thank y'all so, so much.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up another exciting episode of Film Squatch. We want to both thank Lizzie Camp for joining us. Patrick, you met her, but just talking to her over Zoom, she seems like a really awesome person.
Yeah,
And
very,
she's
very
definitely
sweet lady.
very passionate about this film. And it makes me that much more excited to see the movie whenever you see people like Lizzie and Terry also, the way they talk about this film. And it makes you want to see it more, or at least it makes me want to see it more.
Definitely.
So I can't wait until this film is released.
Yeah.
I want to thank her for coming on here. Patrick, you got anything else about that?
Yeah, man. I want to say if you're ever walking through the deep woods of Trinity, Texas, just watch your back because Bigfoot's out there.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Film Squatch. If you like the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review and tell your friends about us. Make sure to like us on Facebook and join in on some of our interactive discussions. Remember, Bigfoot is out there. Watch your back.